Good morning. All right. So another down day in the beginning of one. So one thing for look, we just look at the charts. One thing I saw last night that was so interesting, and maybe what's driving this thing, I guess maybe the potential shutdown. We've been there, done that before. Market always turns around, has a little hissy fit, and then the politicians, one side blinks or they come to some conclusion as to what they're going to do. But maybe this time's a little different. We shall see. But what I saw was so interesting, and maybe another example of the overzealous bullishness, and I guess rightly so, the way this thing's been trending up. But look at the put call ratios, the sentiment going up. I didn't go to the CBOE to check the data, but when I see them both going up, usually it's not bad data. Um, so it was just another piece of information that just suggested that this market was due to correct. I mean, in addition to the advance that happened along here, things get a little extended, but then the context of this uptrend, this is normal. I mean, there's nothing that looks bad here. Higher highs, higher lows. It did accelerate. And now as it comes down here, we'll see where it stops today if it actually gets down to that bottoming tail bar. So if it does or penetrates it, well, that does become somewhat bearish, but it's still in an uptrend. The 20 and 50 are rising. You've got minor support, some giant support down here, and this bottoming tail bar, which is down here. Um, so, oh, this I have this on the day chart. It's down here at 66.56. And so it's traders are probably waiting for it to get down here to 66.50-ish, which there is nothing to the left, nothing there. Um, so as always, we're just going to see how it plays out. Um, but just putting this in the context of this uptrend is really, it's just normal. It's just normal. But this is not normal within an uptrend to come down so severely, and it's still survived. But anyway, um, coming into the next month, we'll see if October lives up to its reputation or not. But uh, beginning of a down day, small down day on the weekly time frame. Not certainly nothing wrong there. NQ's pulling back, coming down to some support here, and rising moving averages, lots of support. 3 days down, and economic data. Was there data this morning? I think there was, and then and there's tomorrow. Tomorrow's, I think, the big one. I'm just looking here. So GDP was this morning. It was better than the consensus. Durable good orders. So, and that was not good. And so maybe that's why interest rates are moving up. If you notice that this morning, so the home builders and Home Depot must be getting a little more pushed lower, I imagine, with the 10-year pushing up here. So we'll see as it comes up to this resistance area, whether it stabilizes or how high it's going to get. You probably want to keep an eye on that when it gets up in there. We'll see if it rolls back over again. One of the 13-week moving up a little bit, not a big deal. Maybe some hesitancy about the cut, but yeah, they're still pushing for more cuts. I saw some news thing go across this morning about pushing for like half a point more. That's really something. What's going on? All right. Jobless claims were less. So all good stuff as far as, you think about the economy and all that. And then tomorrow's the core CPE and personal spending. So maybe things will move down into tomorrow, which would I think would be fine. I mean, uh, anybody that's long doesn't like that, but just looking at this pattern pulling back here, just normal, and we'd look for it to stabilize down there and turn around. Let's see if anything else is getting hit a little harder. Excuse me. So coming down to support, that topping tail did suggest it would pull back, and it is. So trend is still up. Now the Russell's a bit disappointing. I mean, it's still in an uptrend. This was, the big up day, a rejection day, when it's in an uptrend, and now it's down to the bottom of the wide range bar, which creates a deep retracement on, the higher time frame. So this is on support, and I suspect it's going to try and hold there. And again, see as this comes down into that area, and you always look to the left and say, you know what, I'd like for it to get here. That's a more significant support area. But you can see over right here, it is starting to stabilize a slight bit. I mean, this is a 60-minute chart, so we change it to a 5-minute. Obviously, a little more stabilization. And you get a little bottomy tail bar. So it got a little climactic, to the downside, and some stabilization here on the rising 20. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. As much as things are down, um, just as far as the futures go, this is on support. I'll be watching to see if this can make a little W bottom down here for a long. I don't think this is going to get turned around today, but it's down so much, that would be the not logical thing anyway to be considering. Bitcoin down again. Looked like it was going to turn around a little bit here on this support. Well, it did yesterday, and now that's reversing back down. So another bearish event. So we got interest rates going up, markets coming down, Bitcoin coming down. I don't know what's holding up here. There are some things gapping up, some stocks, but gold is down a little bit. There'll be buyers again down here. Set the alert. Silver is up a little bit, a little rejection there. And so with gold going up, silver going up, and the short-term interest rates down as much as they were. I mean, we talked about it with the dollar stabilizing, but look, I don't understand it, but the dollar is coming right back up into this area that it made this little blip down. And you can see, we were talking about this for a while. And little bottoming tail bar, looks like the dollar's going to go up. Copper, I think that's the symbol. Oh, something happened here. They got crushed and was up yesterday, moving up there, down this morning. But so there's copper. And other than that, I think it's going to be a wait and see, how much more this comes down today. Because clearly the trend is down intraday. Let's see what the transports are doing. They got rejected a little bit. They're doing nothing. So, just a thought. I mean, the market pulling back, it'll come down to some support. Buyers will show up again. I mean, the deadline for the government shutdown is Tuesday. So the technicals is what we will be basing our decisions on. And one of them, however the market comes down, I want, if the transports hold up here, I mean, that'll be a good sign if they can. Eventually, they got to start moving up. But so far they're holding here. And yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just a wait and see as to how much these are going to pull back. And so as these S&Ps come down here, just an uptrend coming to support, there should be buyers. So maybe it gets down there, maybe it doesn't. We'll just have to see how it shapes up. And we'll look at SPY. Short EEM, yes. Usually EEM, which is what you call it, small markets, whatever they call it, growing markets. They usually move in the opposite direction of the dollar. So, I mean, EEM, interestingly, I mean, it went up, I guess, as short-term interest rates were coming down, and the dollar held up there. So, if the dollar is going to break out, will come down, and you got a little double top up there. So, I like that idea. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, some little stabilization. Selling is relatively aggressive here. Um, this is a little less momentum than here. You can see the way this was falling, and now it's stabilizing closer to here. I guess this was the news that came out earlier today. It was bad at ticks, but where is this here? So it's gapping down, obviously. Pretty decent amount. The bottoming tail bar is lined up with the 20. So this would be an obvious place. 654-ish, 655-ish is the obvious place to be looking for a reversal. Combination of a moving average and a bottoming tail bar. It's still a little further away. So whenever you have a gap like that, there's always going to be the thought of it, filling the gap and turning back up. So we just have to watch the smaller time frame to see if they begin to bottom out there. There's nothing to the left. Right? There's nothing down there. All right. I'll have to double check SPY, but it appeared to be a no-brainer on the put side so far away. Just double check since things moved down a little bit. Not the same. Actually, these got a little less, but anything down way down there below the 20 MA and that bottoming tail bar, any put spread, down there, seems more like a no-brainer. And to get back up here, I mean, that's what happens when you get such an extreme move that they're just so far away. So, but always just wait a few minutes and just see some kind of stabilization. All right, all yours, Dan.
Good morning. So Sam, yeah, remember that RH you gave us into the close? And I said there's nothing wrong with taking some into the close. I waited. I posted it before I saw this big gap down. Um, but looks good. That was a nice short setup. But gaps must have. Let's see. Had an alarm. We're in trail mode. Stops yesterday's low, so move it to 5-minute low to book our gains. UA low alarm. We have long puts on this. D Pro, we're in trail mode. It went down here, set my alarm off. Now it's back up. So I just kept the alarm in. Diamonds, I have a low alarm go off. Breakout failure. There's a lot of climbers. Um, Meta alarm. Now, if this could take for some reason turn around and trade above this 15-minute pivot, then one DTE put spread idea, but I don't see that happening. EMN we're short. I said you could add under yesterday's low. Looks like it's gapping under there, but that's a beautiful new setup on the daily after that topping tail on Tuesday. Looks great. So I'll be looking to tighten the stop on that. Well, fast, we have a half lot. And, do you remember in the green room yesterday morning, it looked fantastic. And my only hesitancy was I was saying all morning, I just didn't get the warm fuzzies for longs. And so it's just pulled in, victim of the market. Up, down. Yeah, 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 that's a nice void. This one's still on 15-minute support, so that would be a nice 30-minute low. See if it can chug a bit. But the fact that it's not gapping under the lows with the market big gap is, oh, let's give them a little more time. Howie, we're short. I don't see why my alarm went off, but we're in trail mode there. CNC, we sold a third in strength. Gapping down a little bit, but our stop was way under here. So we still got another $1 to go, but that looks great. Those are all my alarms. Earnings. Full. Um, this could be, I don't know. It's down a lot. The entry was this bear 123 right there. I don't know. I don't see much there. ABH, it's fairly flat. Had you sold calls or puts, that would have worked. But I don't see any new setup. This to me looks like a buyout. When it caps up and goes in a tight range, I have no interest. S-Fix. Wow, I thought this thing ripped up to $7 last night after market. Now it's gapping down here, so it's bearish, but no pattern. Wow, I'm having a hard time finding patterns here today. Whiskey Sierra. Now, had that open flat, that would have been a fantastic 1, 2, 3, but wow, that's all right. So this one I'm going to put in the category of excessive gap, possible. So let's see if it can take out a 30-minute high, and then that would be a 1 DTE, provided they exist. ACN, I tried selling puts on this, did not get filled. But no pattern, come back to it. Jable, this one I tried doing a short strangle because it was so crazy far away. It was like the 170s and like the threes. I don't actually, you all in the green room may remember, but it would have worked because even there's no pattern now. SNX 146 call spread idea and maybe 30-minute low or a sell setup. Oh, KMX, Barmax 47. Let's watch that for a possible excessive gap. K and S. I'll put here. For a 1 DTE. CarMax. What's his cousin? It's not Car, because he's a rental car company. Who's CarMax cousin? Is it Carvana? Carvana is a little bit similar. All right, no pattern there. Wow, I remember when Rita, I remember this thing went down to like 18 bucks. And Rita thought it was going out of business. But I do remember telling her when it turned bullish, like around $23. I'm like, I know you've got a fundamental belief, but I would be tightening the stop on that short, Rita. I hope she listens. And BlackBerry. Now, look at that range. Whipping around from $4 to $4.70. It's massive percentage. But no pattern. Lux 945 bullish gap, but whenever I see just overlapping bars like this, I just don't trade those. But 15-minute could set up for a day trade. Sam, there's your RH. Talked about that. The MN looks great to add. All three of these I had as call spread ideas for 1 DTE. Netflix actually not down that much. So let's check premiums at the 1235s for Netflix 1 DTE. Google, I was going to post pre-market as a call spread, but then I saw the big gap down. Look at the climb on the weekly. So I think Guggenheimer's at a short-term high. Meta, I mentioned, was a put spread idea. It is not a call spread idea. Starbucks was in the news saying, wow, they're going to incur $1 billion like restructuring and shutting down some stores. Yeah, that's a lot of money. It's kind of a bear flag here. Not perfect, but counter trend rally in a downtrend. I checked call spreads. There was not enough juice. Here's a couple Plymos, Cipher. It's a great Clymo just because of the overlapping strong bars, but if we can maybe short the 16s for tomorrow. And this is actually on my bullish list. This thing blasted off and we got a buy setup. So I have an alarm at, let me set an alarm at 264. And there's the Dow you mentioned. Let's go up here, WEC. Holding strong. Let's see where it opens. Yeah, as long as we get a pullback that stays above 111, I like it. This marijuana stock, we bought this, I think on this breakout right here. Then I had no stop break even, and then this pullback got us out break even. Gap and down. Let's see if we can get a 1, 2, 3, 4. I like the weekly a lot. It's a nice bottoming pattern. Like just one of you, I think Bali mentioned that yesterday, and I said, yep, potential bottoming pattern. Crowd, I'm watching for a buy setup. I just need a reversal. Intel, we mentioned yesterday, it was strong. Look at this. Look at the 15-minute chart. All day long. Look, a 1, 2, 3, a buy setup. a breakout. Gapping up again. eBay only down 43 cents is relative strength, so that's a nice close. Greg mentioned that yesterday. I like it over the high. Nog. Have an alarm at 27.40. Breakout of a bottoming pattern. This ether I've been watching is a topping pattern for a while. I have this gap down as a void. Gap at 33 though. And has room. Has room. You can watch a day trade short. Ribbon, we're in. NIU, we're in. I think that might have been the only long I gave yesterday. And nice Alex got out. Penny from the high. Met C we're in. I said no stop 5-minute low. Have a Howie alarm. All right, see this one print down here. Set my alarm up. Let me reset them. D Pro alarm went off again. Now let's smooth stop 5-minute low on D Pro. And perfect timing. Gonna open up here in less than a minute and I'm done. eBay alarm went off? Is that a real one? Ooh, I don't like this 50% gap now on CAN, so forget about it. All right, eBay. Wow, eBay's triggering. So that's relative strength and a good pattern, so it's good to go. Yeah, still look lower here. You know what on eBay? Let's only do half and then 30-minute half. Yeah, Q's sure look lower though. Loans, POAI. Yeah, nothing to do on that. Elon. Yeah, that's an old alarm. Okay, and Matt's got killed today.
This no tick extreme on a gap down like this, I don't think I've ever seen it before.
That's nasty gap, but I like that it's a Climo pre-market 15. Look at that whack, still relative strength. I had an up alarm go off. Howie looks good. Let's tighten the stop to this now. 41.28. Actually, I should cover it. I'll say over the 5 minute high. Hey, Dow looks good now, Alex. Short of 5 minute low. Low 22.79.
NEE. Bottoming pattern, strong. Watch this to see if it pulls back a little or goes sideways. Daily chart.
Yeah, double bottom.
Got a nice looking 5 minute if you're a day trader.
Totally. Yeah, 15 also. Look at that. Not doing it, but just want to see what premium looks like, how far away we can be. That's a nasty 15 though. Momentum is down. Suspected move only 330. I would have expected more than that today. Mm, 40 cents for the 652, which is 450 lower, but that's 40 cents making not interested. It's Howie. BP alarm. It's not an early alarm or stop. It's an early alarm. Ton. Holding. Dead money, but at least it's positive relative strength. Dow alarm, just about 5 minute low. That looks great. Looks good. Start out day and hold some to close this week. Ribbon low alarm. No, not do. Just coming in. I think that was my break even alarm. Oh yeah, I had an up alarm on that today. Hey, look. It's the best. If it closes like this, it's the best it's looked in 5 days or 8 days. Because now I have more data gapping over all these red bars, minor bottoming tail if it closes like this. So definitely on the watch list. And maybe 30-minute high. I'll keep an eye on it. Nice Dow tanking. Oh, it's Whiskey Sierra. I said it's watching for a big old excessive gap. Let's see if it has one DTE. Nope. So no interest. Wow, look at the volume already in 12 minutes. It's 80% of yesterday's volume.